Hey, Allison. Just wanted to let you know I just got a call from my boss about a project we're working on. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to finish before I go home today. So it's going to be another late night at work for me.
Oh, wow, Marcus. Thank you so much for that useful information. I really appreciate you keeping me in the loop on every minute detail of your workday. Is that what you expected me to say? Look, unless you've got some life or death thing going on over here, don't waste my time telling me stuff like that.
Really, Allison? Do you have to snap at me like that? I was just thinking, maybe you might like to know I'm not going to be home on time tonight.
And why would I like to know that? Seriously, is there any reason at all?
Well, I don't know. What if you were waiting for me to get home to get dinner ready? I wouldn't want you to have to stay up any later than necessary because you have to cook or clean or something. There are tons of reasons you might like to know.
You think I wait for you to get dinner ready? I already ate a while ago. And I go to bed whenever I damn well please. I don't need to wait until you're home. Honestly, going to bed without having to see your face sounds like the best way possible to end my day.
Allison, I really wish I knew why you started talking to me like this. What have I done to get you to treat me so terribly? Have I ever spoken to you like that, Allison? Have I ever insulted you before? For real, Allison, I'm your husband.
I don't know. Do I need a reason? Really, the fact that you would pull the "I'm your husband" card on me like that is reason enough for me to hate you, I say. And it's not just me either. Even Susie is saying that she doesn't want to be around you lately.
Susie's a teenager, Allison. She's in high school. I mean, sure, it does hurt to hear my daughter say that. But it's just a phase she's going through. She'll grow out of it.
You think this is just a phase? That's pretty wishful thinking if you ask me. Nah, this isn't anything she's gonna grow out of. She just hates your guts.
Really?
Even when you do come home early enough to eat together, she never wants to sit at the table with you. And she never says anything to you when you leave the house for work in the morning, right? Don't tell me you didn't notice all of that.
Well, in all honesty, no. I had no idea things had gotten that bad between us. Was there something that I did or said that made her feel this way? I guess you two do go out together a lot on weekends. I don't know. Is it maybe that she feels closer to you since you're both women?
Don't know, don't care. If you want that to be the reason, then you can go ahead and think that way if you want. So is that all? Are we done here? How long are you planning on texting me about nothing of importance?
It's just, I've been working late a lot lately, yeah? And because of that, I barely have any time to talk to you anymore. I had a bit of a break and figured it would be good a timing to text you and see what's up. Talk about your day, see how you're doing. All I wanted was to talk, Allison.
Good for you. I'm not interested. If you want to talk to one of your office mates or something.
I don't just want to talk to anybody, Allison. I want to talk to you. Why don't you understand that?
What's there to understand, other than you're acting like a creepy high school loser, begging for attention from the cool girl in class? Seriously, you're being super obnoxious right now. Grow up and handle this crap by yourself. Don't throw your emotional baggage on me.
Wow. I'm sorry, Allison. I guess. I had no idea you would get so mad about me just trying to talk to you.
Uh-huh. Well, now you know. So how's about you get back to work now, okay? And for future reference, you do not need to message me about something as trivial as working late. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have way more important things to be doing than talking to you.
Allison, would you mind explaining this letter you left for me? Are you serious about this?
Oh, you're done with work? Wow, you got out a lot later than you usually do.
Yeah, we got another last-minute request from a client, so I had to stay until everything was finalized. But that's not the point right now. Answer my question. Explain this letter. What's going on with you?
I'm sorry, did I not write it in plain English? Reading isn't your strong suit, huh? I'm sick and tired of being your wife, and that's all there is to it. And seriously, what the hell are you thinking texting me this late? I'd like to go to bed if you don't mind.
I get home from working late, find the house empty, and notice this letter on the table. And you expect me not to text you to see what's up?
My God, you are dense. I left you a letter specifically to avoid having to have this conversation with you. Take a freaking hint, would you? For crying out loud, you don't need to text me to confirm every last detail of every little thing.
What about Susie? Where is she? It says in your letter that both of you were leaving together. Is she with you right now?
She's hated you for just as long as I have, maybe even longer. Once I brought it up to her that I was going to divorce you, she told me she wanted to go with me right away. She was asking when I was planning to do it and telling me to make it happen as soon as possible. Oh, and since I know how dense you are, let me be explicit. Yes, she is here with me.
I see. So you're serious then? You're really gonna divorce me?
For the love of God, Marcus, yes, I am serious. I want to divorce you. How many times are you going to make me say it? How freaking dense can you be?
Sorry for wanting to make sure. If I had the wrong idea about this, I might have made a terrible mistake is all.
No need to worry, Marcus. You're not mistaken. This is really happening. We're leaving. But I mean, this isn't all bad for you, right? Both me and Susie hated your guts and everything.
Yeah, you're probably right. Man, I can't believe this is really happening. I can't believe you're finally gone.
Wait a minute. Finally? What's that supposed to mean? Did you want us to leave or something?
Oh, sorry, Allison. My bad. That was a poor choice of words. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Forget I said it.
How do you expect me to forget you saying something like that? Oh well, if that's really how you feel, then I guess that makes it better for both of us. Can I take this to mean that you'll consent to a divorce then?
The two of you plotted in secret to abandon me, and only left a letter behind to tell me what was happening? Is there anything I could say at this point that would make a difference? So no, I don't intend to put up a fight over the divorce.
Oh, thank God. What a relief. I was absolutely terrified you were going to dig your heels in and fight like a little brat. If I knew you would have been this willing to go along with it, I probably wouldn't have left in the middle of the night like this.
What a shame. Anyway, I'll call up my lawyer and have him draw up the divorce papers. Would you be fine with coming over here one last time to sign them?
Well, I guess that's fine. But I don't want you to get all emotional and beg me to stay when I get there. You got that?
Trust me, Allison. I've been at the receiving end of more than enough of your invective lately to know that it's over. I don't have any intentions to try and convince you to stay. Let me know when you'll have time to stop by then. The weekend might work better, since I'll be working late most of the days of the week for the foreseeable future.
Something feels weirdly anticlimactic about this. But okay, whatever, I guess. I'll check my schedule and let you know what's a good day for me.
Dad, this is terrible. I don't know what to do. Mom and I are in big trouble. Like, really big trouble.
Susie? What in the world is going on? You haven't texted me in months, even before your mom and I got divorced. Why are you texting me now?
We're gonna be homeless. Please, Dad, can we come back and live with you? If you don't let us stay with you, we won't have anywhere else to live. We'll have to sleep in our car, or go to a homeless shelter.
Okay, just calm down for a minute, okay? I get that there's something going on with your housing situation. Start from the beginning. Tell me what happened.
What happened? What happened is your wife and daughter are in big trouble. Don't you get that? This is no time for you to be demanding explanations out of me. You have to help us.
Hold on there, Susie. Back up. There's a pretty big correction to be made there. We're divorced now. Your mom isn't my wife. She's my ex-wife. She's absolutely nothing to me anymore. So I have precisely zero reason to help her out right now. Don't you get that?
Okay, well, maybe you and Mom are divorced now, but I'm still your daughter. Don't tell me you're not going to take pity on your own daughter who's about to be homeless.
If you want me to pity you, then start explaining. Unless you don't want me to know what you've been up to for some reason.
That's not it at all.
Alright, then I repeat. Start explaining. If you don't tell me what's going on, then you forget about me lifting a single finger to help you.
Alright, I got it. I'll tell you everything. So, after you and Mom got divorced, we moved again. We were staying with Grandma and Grandpa, but we moved again to another place.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. So what happened next? You said you're about to become homeless. What happened at that new place?
That's the thing. I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Then this conversation is over. I don't have any time to waste talking to you if you're not going to be honest with me. Don't ever contact me again.
Hey, hold on. What's with you? Is this what being a father means to you? Aren't you the least bit worried about what happens to me and Mom?
Not in the slightest. Never show your face around here again.
But Dad!
Don't butt dad me, Susie. Let me tell you what. You've got some gall to come crawling to me and begging for the help after you abandoned me like that. And not only that, you're refusing to even explain the situation to me? Get real. If you're looking for help, you'll have to look elsewhere.
No, Dad, you can't do this to me. I thought for sure that you would agree to help us. You're my dad. Don't you care if your own daughter has to sleep in the streets?
I don't recall ever saying I would be there for you if you needed me. That's your own fault for getting your hopes up. Oh, and by the way, what happened to your mom? You guys were really desperate for a place to live. It seems like I'd be hearing about this from her, not you.
Oh, Mom? She's busy at the moment.
BS. She's busy? Yeah, sorry, I'm not buying that for 1 second. Even if she was, she's not in the kind of position to use being busy as an excuse to avoid doing her own dirty work. Tell your mom that if she wants my help, she's gonna have to talk to me herself. I'm not talking to you about this anymore. She needs to wrap up whatever she's doing and pick up her phone.
I just heard from Susie, Marcus. You've got some nerve shooting down your own daughter like that.
Well. Looks like you finally decided to face me yourself. And now you're trying to make me out to be the bad guy?
Duh. You are the bad guy. Your daughter came to you for help, Marcus. She told you how desperate we were too. And yet you just completely blew her off? You're the worst father in the world.
I'm the worst father in the world, you say? Sorry, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. I can't possibly be the worst father in the world.
What? You knew your own daughter was about to become homeless and you refused to help her. Are you really going to keep up this facade of being a good guy here?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. In order to be the worst father in the world, I would have to be a father, wouldn't I? Though it seems to me like I'm categorically incapable of being the world's worst father, that's all.
Have you lost your mind? You're not making a single bit of sense.
No, Allison. I think you, more than anyone else in the world, know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not Susie's father. Am I, Allison?
Okay, the joking around has gone way too far now. You may have divorced me, but that does not relieve you of your responsibilities or your familial bonds to Susie. She's your daughter. End of story.
Okay, do you have any evidence of that? Do you have anything that proves that Susie and I are father and daughter? If you got something, I'd really like to see it.
Would you stop screwing around already? In case you need a reminder, Susie and I are about to lose our home. I don't have time to entertain you and your ridiculous fantasies about not being Susie's father. We're in big trouble.
First of all, it's not a fantasy. Second of all, it's directly related to the situation you're in right now. That guy just kicked you out of his house, didn't he?
What's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. How did you know where we are?
Uh-oh, this is a big development. Are you finally going to drop the act and admit what you've been up to?
I'm asking the questions now, Marcus. Now answer me. How did you know where we are?
It's really not all that complicated of a story, honestly. You were pretty busy for the last few weeks getting ready to put your big plan into action, weren't you?
You mean you noticed?
How could I not? You were barely even hiding it. You and Susie have been going out every weekend. You said you were going shopping for clothes, But all you ever bought was snacks and toiletries. You weren't even eating or using them, though. Just putting them in a box in Susie's room.
That's not enough to clue you into what we were doing. For all you knew, we were going to donate them to charity, or just use them as a stockpile of supplies for emergencies.
Yeah, that was the only clue I had. You're right. I wouldn't expect anything else. But that wasn't my only clue. I also knew that you've been meeting Susie's real dad in secret for some time now. I think it was sometime around late last summer when it happened. You and Susie went into a restaurant downtown with another man who I'd never met before. Yes, Allison, I saw you.
Okay, we went to dinner with someone, and
ever since that day, Susie started treating me like dirt. Now, that still wasn't enough for me to suspect that the guy you met was Susie's real dad. But it was definitely more than enough for me to become very, very suspicious of the two of you. So, I decided to do a little bit of digging into you and what you've been up to.
What? So you hired a private detective or something? And that's how you found out that Susie wasn't really your daughter?
That's right. And once I had that piece of the puzzle, all the other pieces fell neatly into place. Like, for example, the reason that the two of you have been making preparations to move out of the house for so long. You were planning on moving in with him, weren't you?
God damn it, this sucks! I can't believe you had it all figured out. I thought it was covering my tracks for sure. I gotta say, I'm actually kind of impressed. You're not as stupid as I thought you were, huh? I mean, you didn't notice for the first 16 years of Susie's life? I thought I had gotten away with it.
So you're not going to make excuses for yourself, huh? You're not going to say it was a mistake? That you should have been more honest with me? None of that?
What's the point? It's not like it would make any difference if I did. Unless you're telling me that if I grovel at your feet that you'll forgive me. In which case, I would love the chance to grovel in person.
Yeah, you're not going to escape responsibility for what you did that easily. So, let me see if I got this all correct. You moved in with your old boyfriend and Susie's real father. However, things didn't go as you had planned, and now he's kicking you out. So, since you were under the impression I still thought Susie was my daughter, you decided to use her to sneak your way back into my house. Does that about cover it? Too bad for you, it didn't work like you had hoped.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Everything is working out fine. We'll be over there in an hour or so. Make sure you leave the front door unlocked.
I'm sorry, what? Have you been paying attention for the last several minutes? What makes you think I'm gonna let the two of you in, even if you show up on my doorstep?
So, what? There's no blood relationship between you and Susie? She's still your daughter. At the very least, you've thought of her as your daughter for the last 16 years. And that daughter is now coming to you for help. Do you expect me to believe you're not going to help her out in her time of need? Yeah, right.
Believe it or not, you're out of luck. I'm not taking you back. Sure, I raised Susie and gave her everything she needed for the last 16 years. Look how that turned out. She spat on my face and abandoned me for the man you cheated on me with.
No way. You mean you're really not going to let us live with you? You're such a jerk, Marcus. Seriously, you suck. You must be some kind of sociopath.
I don't think you're in any position to be calling anyone names, Allison. Now, if I made myself clear, then give it up. So your boyfriend dumped you. Sucks to be you. You'll just have to make it on your own like any other adult.
How am I supposed to make it on my own without a place to live? I'll take anything. Just cash to pay for a few months of rent is fine. So hurry up and cough it up.
No matter how many times you ask, Allison, it's not gonna happen. Ask yourself, why would the man you gave up everything to be with kick you out just in a few weeks? It was me. I made that happen. Why do you think I would go to all the trouble of screwing you over just to let you come back and live with me again?
You what? You made him kick us out? I don't get it. How?
It's been over a year since I figured everything out. I could have divorced you at any time I wanted, but I didn't. Why do you think that is?
I don't suppose it's because you simply cared about us that much?
Yeah, no. While you were getting ready to abandon me, I was getting ready for a special surprise of my own. A massive lawsuit for alienation of affection. So I made sure to dig up every single bit of information I could about both you and your boyfriend.
Alienation of affection? You're suing me? You can't do that. You're way too late. I got pregnant with Susie over 16 years ago. The statute of limitations has to have expired by now.
Did you really think I wouldn't have thought of that? There was a statute of limitations on alienation of affection, but it doesn't start until I become aware of your infidelity. Since I only became aware a year ago, I'm still well within the time period I have to sue you. I've already talked to a lawyer about this and everything, Allison. My lawsuit is all ready to go. I just need to pull the trigger.
Hold on. That still doesn't explain everything. You're suing me, right? That's all? What does that have to do with my boyfriend kicking us out? This is between you and me. It doesn't have anything to do with him.
I'm glad you asked. I told you before that I dug up everything I possibly could on your boyfriend. That includes where he works and most of his circle of friends. Think about it. He had an affair with a married woman and got her pregnant. Then, for 16 years, another man was raising his child. That's not exactly the kind of thing you like the people around you to know about, is it?
What? You mean you blackmailed him into kicking us out?
All I did was have a conversation with him about certain possibilities. In the end, he's the one who made the decision to kick you guys out, not me. I didn't force him to do anything. Granted, I'm not exactly broken up the way things turned out for you.
Well, congratulations, Marcus. Your evil plot worked. Just one problem. What are we supposed to do now? We've got nowhere to go. And now you're telling me that you're going to bankrupt me with a lawsuit? How are we going to live? Susie's still in high school.
Yes, it is a shame that Susie will have to bear the consequences of your actions. But you can't deny that it is your fault that this is happening to her.
Yeah, I messed up. Pretty bad, in fact. I'm aware of that. But Susie doesn't deserve to be punished for my mistakes. She was a wonderful daughter to you for most of her life.
1, she was never my daughter. 2, she hasn't been very wonderful to me for the past year. And 3, she's the one who chose her biological father over me. So when you think about it, yes, she does deserve to bear some consequences for all of this, because she was an active participant. Both of you are getting a heaping helping of your just desserts. Bon appetit! Not long after that, Allison's boyfriend followed through on his decision to kick both her and Susie out of his house. The first place Allison thought of to go for help after me was her parents. Unfortunately for her, I'd already gotten there ahead of her and told her parents all about her dirty little secret. They agreed to take in Susie until she graduated high school, but they kicked Allison right back out onto the curb. My lawsuit against both Allison and her boyfriend went great. For me, anyway. The jury found it particularly egregious the way she kept this all a secret for 16 years, only to leave me for him anyway. I was awarded a massive amount of damages. So, Allison has some rough times ahead of her, but things are going great for me. I'm able to focus on my work and my hobbies for the first time in forever. I spent more than enough time getting used and abused by Allison and Susie. From now on, I'm going to focus on myself and the people who genuinely care about me.